All righty. Okay, so let's transition. Get in a comfortable seat. So find those sitting bones, get grounded and rooted. You're here. You're safe. You're in a good place. You've arrived. Let's take some breaths in through the nose and just out through an open mouth. We call this a cleansing breath, just a transition. So breathe in. Easy breath out. No expectations. Naming 3 things that you can see in the room. Maybe 3 things that you can feel on your body, the air on the skin, sitting bones rooted. 3 things you can hear, my voice, your own breath, ambient sounds in the room. And then just take a moment to invite the eyes to close in this present moment, this here and now. And coming to a place of rest, relax, and digest in an easy way, not a sleepy way, but just in a calming way. I'll invite you to notice your natural normal breath and do 2 simple things. On the in-breath, simply notice the way the air moves into the nostrils. Actually physically feel the sensation of the air moving into the nose. And on the exhalation, notice the physical sensation of your body being supported on the earth. That's all. Just let the exhale breath just take care of itself. So breathing in, feeling the physical sensation of the air moving into the nostrils. And as you exhale, noticing the physical sensation of the support of the earth holding you in place. Donna Paul says, it is enough right now to taste 1 moment of peace. Of course I want more, but at least the door is open. It is enough to draw a conscious breath and let my hands relax, fingers releasing their tight grasp on things outside of my control. It is enough to shed a layer of stress as if taking off a jacket or a pair of too tight shoes. Ease of being has to start somewhere. This breath is my first step. Bringing the hands to the heart space, finger to finger, palm to palm. Let's use the beautiful breath to support this resounding sound of Om. And let the sound just vibrate in the cathedral of your mouth. Let it just be present and share it with each other. So take a breath out. And as you're ready, inhale and join me. Bow your head to your heart. And place your hands over your heart. Just set a simple intention for yourself today or somebody else who might need your energy more. And gently lower your hands and lift your head up. Blink your eyes open. Bring a little smile to your face. Let's release some serotonin as you just make some circles with your torso. So a little bit of movement in the body. So we're going to get some nice opening in the body before we do some deeper breathing, deeper exercises. So just pay attention to the sensations on the inside of your body. I have a big word. It's not a big word, but it's a word I always use in yoga class, and it's called interoception. And in the medical term, it's noticing when you have to go to the bathroom, noticing when you're hungry, noticing when you don't feel well. But in the yoga sense, we just notice all the sensations of our body from the inside out. Because if we don't know how we feel from the inside out, we don't know exactly who we are and we don't know how to move forward that's best for us. So really learning to pay attention to that inside out is super important. What's that little cartoon show about the kid that goes into the brain becomes personified? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Inside Out?
Yeah.
Inside Out. Yeah, Inside Out. So that's exactly what we're talking about. So if you think about that little show. All right, so let's open up all the fascia of our body. So first, we're just going to take a little turn of the head. I want you to turn and see what you can see. Pick a spot on the wall and notice how far you're able to move your head. And then come back to center. What we're trying to do is develop more rotation. So we're all going to be little owls at the end of class. And then back to center again. Take your foot rubs ball now. And we're just going to massage the bottom of the foot. And you can use your hand or you can lean back a little bit and rub your foot on the ball, whichever way is most comfortable for you. And you've heard this a gazillion and one times, but the reason we massage the bottom of our foot is to release the fascia of the back body. So the back of the hamstrings, the back body, and the back of the neck up to the tip of the skull. So if you had just a fascial dissection and you pulled on the top of the forehead down, you get a little bit of movement in the foot of the fascia because it's all connected like that. And you have fascial lines all over your body. Try to pick the ball up with your toes. Let's see that. And I used to be able to do this and I've lost practice of this, so it doesn't come as naturally. So this is definitely a learned skill. Look at some of you guys still picking that ball up with your toe. Good. All right. And then just take a moment to notice, because we know the pause and the noticing is as important as the actual movement, right? So just see if you can notice any sensations that tingle in the one foot where the other one's going, my turn, my turn, my turn. That's what my body does. It gets impatient. One half is okay and the other half says, my turn, my turn. So just give that little foot massage on the other side. If you don't have a ball, you can use your hands, but it looks like everybody has a ball. We're well supplied now, aren't we? Home and away. Good. All right, try to pick the ball up with those toes. If one foot's a little more generous with it. Oh, I need to practice this more.
Yeah.
Ooh, I haven't been doing that enough. It's not really shows. All right. Extend your legs long now and just twinkle your toes. Twinkle your toes. See if you can lift them and spread them. Get a little bit of space in the toes and make some circles with your ankles. Just getting some movement in these legs. Good. All right. Now, interlace your hands behind your neck, if you would. And you're going to do a gentle lift. So your pinkies are kind of at the base of your skull. Just want to do a tilt your head just slightly forward, lengthening the back of the neck, and just lift it up slightly. Be mindful. Okay, this might put your neck back in alignment here. Lift the neck up slightly, a little bit of traction. Now your eyeballs are pointing straight, your nose is pointing straight. We're going to use some eye muscle work here. So you're going to take your eyeballs, not your head, just your eyeballs over to your right shoulder. And you may feel some movement in the back of, some feedback in your hands when you move your eyeballs. You'll feel a little strain in the eyeballs because we don't typically work our eyeball muscles. Then come back to center and take them the other way. So try to look at your left elbow. Does anyone feel any movement in the back of their neck with their hands? There's a tiny little muscle back there and then just go back and forth a couple of times. Try to sense the muscle moving in the back of the neck. Anyone feel it? All right, release that. Grab your ball again. And we're going to massage the pectoralis muscle, so right under the collarbone. And you may sense a little bit of tenderness where the big muscle, the pectoralis major and the pectoralis minor meet right here in the center where your arm connects to your chest. And that is a normal sensation to feel tenderness. However, if you feel sensation all the way back to your shoulder blade, that means you've got some tightness in that shoulder blade region, okay? So we're releasing the fascia of the shoulder muscle. This is all Doug Keller, who's a yoga therapist who teaches this work. And go to the other side. Notice if you feel sensation of tenderness, any part of this muscle, and any tingling that goes back to the shoulder blade. So anything going on in that shoulder blade? Some of you may feel that. Okay, let's release that. I'll bring the fingertips onto your shoulders, soften your shoulders down. Draw the elbows in the direction of each other. Lower the chin gently toward the chest, keeping that golden egg space underneath. Feel the separation of the shoulder blades. Nice breath in here. As you exhale, open the elbows out. Draw the shoulder blades toward each other. Make sure those shoulders are soft. Draw the elbows in the direction of each other. Good. One more time, elbows draw toward each other. Lower the chin in the direction of the chest, not smashing it down there. Soften the shoulders down if they've come up around your ears. Good, good. And then lift those elbows out to the side. Draw the shoulder blades together. Good. Now, take those elbows up as if you're kayaking just the elbows. Invite a little bit of twist side to side if that feels okay. Getting some movement, and notice what you sense in the shoulder joint. One more time each way. And shake those arms out. This will be a little tricky sitting. Give yourself lots of space. I'm going to try to make some nice big figure 8 movements with the arm. Just pick an arm, doesn't matter. Okay. And let's go to the other side. It should feel pretty good. Just getting some nice range of motion in the shoulder. Feel like you're all waving to me there. Good. All right, now reach that left arm up overhead into a big Y, or at goalpost if that's better for you. All right, so we're gonna take the eye gaze. Eyeballs are gonna look down over at the right shoulder. So look at the right shoulder. And then slowly take your eye gaze up toward the left thumb. Come back to eye gaze to the shoulder and walk your left hand back a little bit. See if you can go back just a little bit. Notice the stretch, soften the shoulders down. And then take another eye gaze up. Use your eyeballs and really focus on the thumb. One more time, chin toward that right shoulder. Walk the hand back just a little bit more if you can. And take the chin and look up, the eye gaze up over at the thumb. Nice. Bring the head back to center, lower that arm down, and we'll go to the other side. Nice big Y. Soften down. Look over your left shoulder. And then take the eye gaze, eyeballs focus on that thumb, that hand. Back to the shoulder. Walk that right hand back a little bit. Got my right and left all mixed up today. And then look up at the thumb. And then one more time, shoulder. And thumb. Bring the head back to center, lower the hand down, roll the shoulders out a few times. And let's just take another assessment of our neck movement. So sit up tall, soften the shoulders down, chin is parallel. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, gently turn the head over your shoulder. Notice that spot you found. Can you get a little bit deeper movement in your neck? But your eyeballs keep looking over the shoulder, because remember there's a muscle in the neck that controls the eye. So you may get even a little more twist in this rotation. Let the eyeballs follow back to center. Full breath in, and as you exhale, look over the other direction. Let the eyeballs continue to look over the shoulder. A little more movement, a little more rotation. If you're really sensitive, you may hear some little snap, crackle, pop as the fascia releases. Hopefully it's not bones. And then come back to center again. Anybody get any additional movement?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. How's the shoulder blade feeling? Any change? It's nothing worse, right? Take your legs out long, rock the legs side to side. Okay, I'm gonna keep working this side body. Take your hands back behind you, your legs as wide as the mat. Press out through the heels of the feet. Press the hands into the floor to lengthen and lift the heart. Beautiful. Now internally rotate the legs from the top of the leg bone so the toes come in toward a kiss for each other. smooch. And then back out again. Externally rotate. What do you notice about sensations on the outer hip? Felt that one. One more time each way. Guess you forgot to take your Celebrex today. I'm going to feel everything and open out. There we go. Ooh. That's a good sign if I forgot. Shake those legs out. And we're going to come to Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of the feet together. And some of you may like to have your legs supported by blocks. If you don't like to dangle in yoga, but it's totally up to you. Bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to go into cat-cow from here. So hands are going to go on a comfortable part of your legs, whatever is most comfortable for you. But number one thing is to press the hands into the legs to lengthen your spine and lift your heart. Now round the back body, chin to the chest, draw that belly in. Nice exhalation here. Now feel the shoulder blades spread across the body. Feel those ribs just start to separate in the back body. So pay attention to the back. And then as you inhale, lengthen your spine back up, lift your heart. You may need to move your hands over to your knees or to the outsides of your thighs to really open up that chest. Now what do you notice here about the opening of the heart, the shoulder blades drawing toward each other? Now with the breath, 3 or 4 more times your own rhythm. Exhale, rounding into cat. Move your hands wherever they need to go. That gives you the support of the shoulder blade movement. And as you inhale, lift the head, lift the heart. Take your eye gaze no higher than the seam of the ceiling and the wall. Don't want to kink the neck back. Cut off your blood supply to your brain. That's not good. Lift. Over a couple more. Last one, beautiful. Oh, look at those open hearts. Nice, good. And then come back to a nice neutral spine. I'm gonna take that right leg out to the side. Keep the left leg drawn in toward the groin. All right, and we're gonna do side stretches in this position. So make sure the spine is coming long and tall out of the body. The first thing, think about lifting the spine out of the pelvis. So get long and tall, and then we're going to hinge from the extended left leg. So lift and lengthen, hinge from the extended left leg, and just put your forearm on that left thigh. Right hand is on that hip, and we're just going to, as we're leaned over, we're just going to rub those ribs. If your ball is nearby and you want to use the ball and you're not too ticklish, you can even use the ball to massage those ribs. And we're trying to get in the intercostal muscles, the fascia in between the ribs. And even a little bit in the waistline where between the ribs and the hip. That's a wonderful place to try to stretch. Using the hands or the ball. All right, now you can keep holding on to the ball. Just reach the arm up straight overhead or to goalpost, or keep it on your hip. Lengthen, so lift up out of the pelvis and then crescent over a little bit further as maybe that right hand slides along the inside edge of your leg. This is actually Janu Shirshasana. Hand to head to knee pose. One more breath here. Feel that length. So open up a little more in the side body. Can you reach a little longer with your fingers? Beautiful. All right, bring your hands back onto your thighs. Use the support of your thighs to help lift up, because that was a big stretch. Take your time. And let's go to the other side. All right, so first we're going to bring that lift up out of the pelvis. Hinge from that left hip crease over to the side. Left forearm rests on that thigh. And we're just going to rub and massage those ribs, open up through that side body. All right, get the waistline. I feel like a waste of time with all this massage, but this self-care is just really important every now and then to remind yourself, to give yourself some time. Get yourself time to get into the position. All right, if you're ready, right arm goes to goal post or reaches up overhead. And then maybe all the way overhead, and the left hand can press into the inner aspect of that knee and even slide down just a little bit if you choose. Good. And then bring your hands back to your thighs, lift back up, and come back to Sukhasana, easy seated pose. If that doesn't feel good, use your diamond legs. So from here, I want to do a little rib dance. So imagine that there's a stick going straight in the middle of your rib cage. We know the back of the ribs are connected to the back of the ribs, but pretend it's in the middle. Hold on to the outer ribs and then just rotate the ribs around that imaginary pole in the middle of your rib cage. So we're just moving the ribs. So this is like lesson 101 belly dancing, I think. Anyone's ever done that before? I thought it'd be fun to do. We used to have a belly dancing teacher here. And then try to go the other way around. This takes a lot of subtle muscle energy. So you're trying to keep your pelvis as still as possible. And then a little bit of rotation side to side, just with the ribs. Try to keep the pelvis, get a little movement in that thoracic spine. The lumbar spine isn't intended to rotate far, but the thoracic spine is willing typically if there are no arthritic or wedge fractures in there. Okay, beautiful. Okay, now bring the feet out to diamond pose. We're going to do a gentle twist now from those ribs. So try to keep the pelvis not locked in stationary. Don't torque anything or press anything, but we're just doing quarter twists, okay? So we're reaching the arms up overhead, draw the belly in. The right hand's going to come forward and point at shoulder height to the feet, and the left hand's going to come out not all the way back behind you, but at a 45-degree angle. So watch me first, if you would. So it's just a rib twist, 45-degree angle with the left hand, but the right hand's coming straight forward. So we're not pressing and doing a real deep twist there because we're doing more of a rib twist here. Good. Reach the arms up overhead, lengthen back in. Now the left hand's going to point forward, the right hand's going to come to 45. And then just a few more with your breath. Inhale, lengthen, draw that belly in, just compress and support the spine. As you exhale, open up to the side. Notice what you notice about the rib movement, the control of the muscles doing this movement and not torquing the spine, but giving it a nice, easy, gentle, functional twist. One more time each way. Inhale and exhale. Last one, breathe in and out. Nice. Good. Finish with the arms up overhead, palms together, and hands come down to the heart. Let's take a moment to place your hands over your heart. Just do a heart breath here. So I want you to imagine you could actually breathe from your heart. So take a breath in as you breathe into the heart. Breathe out love from the heart. Bring what you need in for your heart to grow. And breathe out. If you have any extra love or kindness, breathe that out. Bring your hands on your ribs, please, if you would. And for some people, it helps to think about doing a deeper diaphragmatic breath from the lower ribs rather than the belly. Sometimes if I say breathe into the belly, you just press your belly in and out, and nothing's happening with the ribs. So this, we're going to try something different. I want you to think about expanding the ribs side to side. So take a full breath out. When you think you've breathed everything out, keep breathing more out. Wait for the need to breathe to bubble up inside of you, and then wait for a nice forward breath to come in. Let those side ribs expand, and the belly will take care of itself. And then as you exhale, let the ribs press back out. If it feels better to take your hands to the side ribs with your arms crossed over, if that's more comfortable, go ahead and do that. But the awareness is at the side ribs rather than the belly. But take a nice full rich breath in. Let those side ribs expand, the belly will take care of itself. You okay, Mary? Just cramping. You can move in whatever way you need to get yourself comfortable. And last one, breathe in and out. Now, keeping that awareness, let's try a 4, 5, 8 breath. So we'll breathe in for a count of 4, pause at the top of that breath for a count of 5, and a slow breath out for a count of 8. Okay, so get yourself in whatever position is comfortable for you to sit in. The most important thing is you're coming long and tall out of the spine, roll the shoulders back. Take a nice full rich breath in, full breath out. When you think you breathed everything out, breathe out a little bit more. Wait for the need to breathe, to bubble up inside so that next breath in can be rich and full. Let the side ribs expand. Belly will pooch out. Take it in for a nice count of 4. Pause at the top of that breath, neither holding the breath, just pausing at the top of that breath, and then a long, slow exhalation out through the nose. Now that I've explained it, let's try 2 more of those. So as you're ready, exhale fully whenever it's time. When it's ready for you to take that full breath in, breathe in for a lovely count of 4. Let those side ribs expand, pause and hold at the top of that breath. Let that prana go to every cell of your body. And as you're ready, exhale long and slow. If it makes you feel anxious, just come back to your normal, natural breath. When you're ready, we'll do that one more time. So exhale fully. Feel ready. Take that rich breath in, side ribs expand, belly pooches out, chest broadens a bit. Pause at the top of that breath. And then when you're ready, exhale long and slow. Back to your normal breath. Notice how you feel. And when you're learning and practicing breath work, sometimes it can make you feel short of breath or anxious, and that's just part of the practice. So just when that happens, come back to your normal natural breath and just continue to practice. We'll build the strength of that diaphragm over time. Okay? All right. Everybody too parasympathetic-y now to move. Shake it out, shake it out. And we're going to come onto our hands and knees now. Have your blocks on the front of your mat, please. I'm going to turn sideways so we can see. Make sure those knees are padded with a blanket, please. We don't have fat on our knees, so they need a little love, a little support. And while we're all gathering in this position, let's just meet in some big hip circles. Now, if anybody has any wrist issues, there's a couple things you can do. One is to use the blocks on your forearms so there's no pain on the wrists at all. If your wrists are just a little tweaky, you can roll the bottom of the mat and just place the heel of the hand, and that lifts up that little bit so there's no discomfort. Another option is to use the wall. All right, we all gathered here? Just about. I think those as big or as small as you want. And let's come into some cat-cow. So curl the toes under if you can, if there's no arthritis in those toes. And then press the hands into the earth slightly ahead of the shoulders and activate the forearms to take some of the work out of the wrists. And then use that pressing away of the mat to draw those back ribs up, belly in toward the spine, tailbone lowers towards the heels, and the head relaxes down. That's your cat. Sink the belly, lift the head, lift the heart, broaden out through your collarbones. The little arch in the back. That's your inhale. Now with your own breath, exhale round. And inhale, sink. This should feel pretty darn good. Now if you need, you can always play with your breath in here too. So if you know you're wanting to stay in that parasympathetic, you'll take a nice regular breath in and then a long, slow exhalation, a long cat, long, long cat. Good for cat lovers. Barbara, you'll like that. Okay, one more. You can never do too many cat-cows. Hard to get people to stop. All right, come to your neutral table next time you find yourself coming toward cow. And let's extend our right leg back behind us. All right, can you draw the energy up that leg? What do I mean by that? Really press the toes into the earth, draw the energy up the calf. So you're actually energizing that leg, squeeze the glute, and then let it float up to hip height. Let it just float up to hip height. Take a breath in here, and we're gonna bend the knee and bring the knee in toward the chest. Give a little squeeze here with your exhale. And as you inhale, press that leg back out. We're building strength here for bird dog. Exhale, draw that belly in, knee toward the chest. Inhale, lengthen that leg back out. Can you do a couple more of those if it's okay with the wrist? Exhale, round. Inhale, press out. Last one, round. And keep flexing that foot, meaning as if you're standing on something. And now can you make some circles with the ankle? Nice. And lower that foot down, that leg down. Let's do some hand work. So come on the knees, stretch the fingers out wide like starfish, curl them in like bear claws, gentle fist, and fling the fingers out. Bear claws, gentle fist, fling, bear claws. Bear claws is your second movement. That's going to get those joints. Then a gentle fist, fling. This is my morning routine. If you have any arthritis, this can't even get going until you get these hands moving. Now, gentle fist, rotate the thumbs. Other way. Even if you don't, it's good for your hands. Shake them out, circles with the wrists. And let's do that strengthening on the other side. So reset your tabletop. Extend that left leg back behind you. Draw the energy up that leg, okay? That will help it to float up to hip height. Keep pressing the hands into the earth to bring the front body to the back body. That's going to engage the core. And then as you're ready, knee to chest. Exhale, inhale, straighten that leg out. Inhale, knee to chest. Exhale, straight. Keep flexing that foot if you can. Pretend like you're standing on something. Good. Lift and spread those toes. Perfect. Good, Pam. Last one. Nice. Make some circles with that ankle, point and flex, toes moving. All right, shake the hands out again. All right, we're gonna do some hydrants. Work that gluteus medius, that little butt muscle that never gets any love, okay? These will feel awkward at first, but what I wanna do is circle, circle, hydrant, hydrant, circle, circle, hydrant, hydrant. Try to build up to 3 times, okay? So what it's gonna look like is circle the knee, and then hydrant, lift straight up. You got that one, right? Hydrant, and then circle, circle. You can try different circle directions if you want. Hydrant, hydrant. You're gonna feel some heat build up in that little gluteus muscle. Circle, circle, hydrant, hydrant. Woo. Oh, I know. All right, child's pose. Tops of the feet are down, knees are taken out wide, and shift the hips in the direction of the heels. Whether they get there or not is okay. Butt can stay up. And then let's just give our vagus nerve a little bit of attention. So your forehead has one of the branches of the vagus nerve. So if you put your hand, rest your forehead on your stacked hands, and just kind of massage a little bit, why teachers tell their students to put their head on their desk when they're having a hard time. I love teachers. How do they do it? How do they do it? Oh, bless their hearts. Okay. All right, let's come back up and do circle, circle, hydrant, hydrant on the other side. Notice if they're evenly strong. So shift your weight a little bit to the right. Lift that left leg up. Make some circles. Circle, hydrant, hydrant, circle, circle. Creak, crack, right? Hearing that bad boy. Ooh, good. All right. And then lift back up on the knees, shake the hands out. And we got one more thing we want to try. So grab your blocks, please. Place them in the front. Sorry for your view.
Listen, it's better than
All
out.
We're going to shift our weight to that left foot and frame our left foot with the block in between the blocks. All right. I'm going to really work on a good lunge today. So when you're in this position, take your attention to your left shin And I want you to isometrically send your left shin forward, as if you're trying to scoot your toes to the top of the mat, but it doesn't move. Y'all know what isometrically means. It's energized, but don't move it. If you feel the hamstring fire up, push it forward. All right, now squeeze the back left glute, and then use that strength to see if you can bring your hands onto your thighs and lift up. All right, now, if you feel balanced, keep energizing. So you're squeezing the back glute, pushing that foot back, pushing the front foot forward. See how it feels to reach the arms up overhead or come to goal pose. All right, one more breath here. All right, now twist slightly toward the right. We're going to hinge forward from the hips and bring the hands to the block or the floor. You're going to feel a big hip opener here. So the hands are coming to the right off the mat, slightly to the right off the mat. And then a slight bend of the elbows with the straight spine to get a little deeper if that's right for you today. Does anyone not feel a stretch in their outer right left hip? One more breath. All right. Now, can you use your core strength to lift up, or if you need to use the blocks to help you lift up, use the blocks. But if you can find that strength in the core to lift back up, twist back towards center, and then hinge forward again. Reach, 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 reach. Put that core strong and reach for the blocks in front of you. And then we're going to switch feet in whatever way works best for you. Wag the tail, back and forth. Good, and we'll go to the other side. So anything you do with your core, hinging is going to build strength in your core. Now bring that right foot between the blocks. Send that right shin forward. The left thigh bone presses back. Squeeze the left glute. And use that core energy to lift your trunk up. Hands on the thighs, get your balance. If it's right for you, arms come to whatever position is comfortable for you. I'm going to model right here with goal pose. Lengthen the spine, hinge or rotate slightly with your ribs, okay, toward the left. Use those ribs. And then hinge from the hip crease, keep the spine long, come to the left side of your mat. So one hand's on the far left side of the mat, one hand's on the floor. And then as it works for you, either bend the knee, bend the elbows or don't. So we're getting the shoulder in line with the knee for, this is lizard pose, a modified lizard pose. What's happening to your breath? Are you holding your breath? Remember to breathe. What are your teeth doing? Nice relaxed jaw. Yeah, this is a big one, but ooh. The modification of this with chair is putting one leg on the chair, right? And bending over. All right, now lift up, press the fingers into the mat, engage the core. Use the strength of your core if you can to lift back up to that diagonal. Rotate back to center. Hinge forward. Hinge, hinge, reach, 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 reach. Hands come to the blocks. And now come to standing in whatever way is easiest for you. Okay. Ooh, feel that? Wiggle back and forth. Rub those hips. All right, so this is where I want to do breath of joy. So now that we're standing, we need a little more energy. We're going to bring some more energy into our body. So we're going to sip, 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 ha. We're going to take, is everyone familiar with breath of joy? Sip, 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 ha. So you take in the breath and then, so there's different things you can do with your arms. You can pretend like you're a conductor. Forward, out, forward, but don't let the arms get you. If you just need to pound, that's okay. So let's give it a try. We're gonna sip. Last one. Feel energetic? I'm not following your band. I used to be a drum major, so I used to direct bands. So I was like, no, don't. Your marchers would be all over the place. Okay, so now that we've built in some energy, Before we forward fold, let's just do a little loose coat sleeves to make sure our blood pressure is nice and equilibrated and not anyone, hopefully you didn't get dizzy with that, but it is a side effect of Breath of Joy. You all out okay out there? All right. And that's a fun one for kids to do. So the grandkids like to do that one too. Okay. We're going to work our hamstrings now. We've massaged our feet to release the lower back. So I'm going to face sideways, but you're going to be using the front of your mat with your blocks. And we're going to rest our belly on our thighs to start. So it's going to look like a forward fold with the belly resting on the thighs and the spine long, the hands on the blocks. And then allow the crown of the head to release. Well, take your awareness to the top of the thigh bones and start to press the top of the thigh bones back, straightening the knees, but not up the back rounds. All right, so it's just a little by little. So it's a deep bend with a slight straightening up. Okay, so let's give that a try. So get as close to your blocks as feels comfortable. Come to your beautiful mountain pose. Feet are compressed into the earth, spine is long, heart is lifted. Draw that belly in and lengthen your tailbone toward the floor. So maintain this integrity of your trunk. So soften the knees a bit, bend the knees, and then start to hinge forward from the hip crease. Hands come on the thighs, the shins. If they meet the blocks, that's great. Bend the knees as much as you need to bring the hands onto the blocks. Now from here, allow the crown of the head to release. Okay, this is your first phase one. Phase two is to take your awareness to the top of your thigh bones. Think about pressing the top of the thigh bones back, okay? That'll help you to keep the spine long and start to straighten the knees just a little bit. Nice, good. Bring the thigh back onto the belly back onto the thighs, so bend the knees a lot. Exhale, and then inhale, straighten the knees a bit. And then just with your breath, exhaling as you bend the knees, feel the belly press into the thighs. As you inhale, press the tops of the thigh bones back, and just two more with the breath. Nice. All right. Bend the knees a lot, hands press onto the thighs, lift back up to standing. Reach the arms up overhead to bring length to the spine. Palms together, hands down to the heart. Good. Okay, we're going to do a high lunge today. We're going to practice going from high lunge to low lunge. Next week, we'll start at low lunge and come to high lunge. It's a process. It'll make sense. Let's do it. All right, so put your feet between, frame your feet with a block. And hands on the hips. Nice wide base of support. So we're going to soften the knees. And we're going to start by keeping the right foot between the blocks and send the left foot back into a lunge on a nice wide base of support. So if you're on a tightrope, you're going to fall over. But if you can think about having your feet at least hip distance apart or wider, it's going to be a lot more comfortable. Now, some of us have arthritis in our feet, so it feels better to have the heel down. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. If you can lift the heel up, that's the difference between a lunge and a warrior one. Take a bend to that front knee, knee stacks over ankle, hands are still on the hips. All right, so hip points are facing forward. Now isometrically send your front shin forward, feel that hamstring fire up, and squeeze the back glute. Feel that energy building in the legs. See if you can reach the arms forward or up overhead. Find that length. The balance is challenging here. So now we're going to hinge from the hip crease. If you choose, this is not a have to. Hinge from the hip crease. Reach, 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 reach until your hands reach the blocks. All right, and then step the back foot forward. Belly is on the thighs. See if you can straighten those knees. Take the awareness to the backs of the thigh bones. Straighten the knees for a deeper forward fold. Bend the knees a lot. Hands come on the thighs. Press back up to standing. Reach the arms up overhead. Give length in the spine. Palms together. Hands down to the heart. That work? All right, let's go to the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the hips. Keep the left foot in between the blocks, and we'll step the right foot back, wide base of support. Some of you may even love the feeling of a blanket under your heel to offer that support and a little more, where is my body in space awareness. Bend to that front knee. Now, isometrically send your front shin forward, feel the hamstring enlighten, the back glute, hip points facing forward. Get your balance, and you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Full breath in here. As you exhale, hinge forward, reach, 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 reach for the blocks, reach for the blocks, beautiful. Good, and then step that back foot forward. All right, bend the knees a lot, belly on the thighs, release the head. Straighten the knees if that's right for you today, keeping the spine long. Bend the knees a lot again. Hands on the thighs, press on up to standing, arms overhead, palms together, and hands down to the heart. Oh, beautiful. All right, and then doing okay? Okay. All right, so if y'all face each other, so y'all face into, everyone face toward the middle. I'm going to take a wide stance for goddess pose. So take a nice wide stance with your toes pointing out at a 45-degree angle. Now open up, use those hips we just opened up in lizard pose to see how much we can get into goddess. So hands on the hips, tailbone pointing toward the floor. Full breath in as you lengthen. Exhale, track your knees over your feet. All right, so really try to keep the knees, the inner thighs open and the knees tracked over the feet. Bring the arms up to goddess, so elbows are bent in line with the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back. Draw the shoulder blades together. Beautiful. Strong, powerful goddesses in here, and God. Well, that doesn't sound right. But we admire your goddess. All right. Hands come down on the thighs. Stay in goddess legs. Bring right shoulder to left knee. Feel that stretch across the right side body. Back to center, left shoulder to right knee. This is my favorite stretch. And back to center, press the feet into the earth, heel toe walk your feet, shake the legs out. Okay. All right, warrior two. So now we've opened our hips. We're going to get a really beautiful warrior. So take your feet out wide. Y'all are going to be doing different sides. That's okay. You're going to be facing one way, you're going to be facing another. Hopefully that won't throw you off. Hands on the hips, roll the shoulders back. Let's start with that left foot. Turn those left toes out toward the short end of the mat and kick your right heel back just a bit. Now from the ribs, remember our rib dance? Can you bring your ribs and twist slightly to the right so your collarbones face the long front edge of your mat? From here, just take a gentle bend to the front knee. Knee stacks over the ankle. Sweep the arms out to the side, arms a little higher than the shoulders. Plug the head of the arm bone into your shoulder and gaze over your left fingertips. Find your breath. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breathing, it's a good place to do Ujjayi breath, like you're whispering with your breath. Good. Now bring your hands back to your hips and press your left hand into your thigh to lift up out of your pelvis, and then hinge forward over that left thigh for extended side angle pose, and bring your forearm onto your left thigh. Keep your right elbow where it is or point it back behind you. Other option is the Lucy Lomax thumb slide up the side body, arm reaches overhead, or maybe the upper arm comes in line with the ear. Really nice. Good. All right, my legs had it, so bring it back down. Hand on the thigh, straighten the leg, and heel toe walk your feet back to center. Shake your legs out. Woo. This yoga stuff's hard. Okay, let's do the other side. Take a nice wide stance. Let's turn your right toes toward the short end of the mat. Kick your left heel back. Do your rib dance now. So if it helps to put your hands on your ribs, gently turn them to the left. Bring in the collarbones forward. Hands back on the hips. Take a gentle bend to the front knee. Did anyone do water yoga this week? Sweep the arms out to the side. Arms a little higher than the shoulders. You can really plug the head of the arm bone into the shoulder and look over your right fingertips. Open up through that inner thigh really isometrically. Can you send your front shin forward? Squeeze that back glute just a little bit. Good. Nice. Hands back on the hips. Press your right hand into your thigh to lift up out of your pelvis. Hinge over that right thigh. Bring your right forearm onto your right thigh. Keep that right hand active. Left elbow points back behind you or slides up overhead. Maybe upper arm comes in line with the ear. Extended side angle. Utthita Parshva my favorite word. One more breath. I like to turn my upper hand away from me. Use that to press back open and then heel toe walk your feet back to center. Take your legs out. Okay. All right, so let's get down on our backs. And we're going to have a block nearby. Okay, so we'll come to constructive rest. And we're going to do a diaphragmatic strengthener here. Okay. So we talk about how we need to build the practice and build the strength of our diaphragm. This next exercise is from James' book, and this helps to build the strength of the diaphragm. And all it is using your belly breath, and then I'm going to have you exhale and kind of count how long you can do the exhalation, how many seconds you can do an exhalation in. And then we're going to do it again a different way, and you'll see with intentional work how it changes. All right, so it's an experiment. Young scientists. All right, so you're in constructive rest. You've got the block on your belly. Did you notice where your body took a sigh as soon as you rested down on the mat? Lower back releases. Let's come back to this present moment, the here and now. Notice the rise and fall. So if you place your hands on top of the block, on top of the belly, and just notice a gentle rise and fall, the natural normal breath. If when you breathe in, your block sinks, that means you're a bit of a backward breather, and we can work on that. All right, so when you're ready to take a nice big belly breath in, exhale fully. Exhale even more, and then when you're ready to breathe, enjoy a full, rich breath in. And then count how long your exhale can last through your nose. All right, remember that number. And now we'll do this intentional strengthening exercise. And when we take a breath in, what I'd like you to do is count 1 to 10 as many times as you can. You're going to say it out loud. You're going to count as many times as you can, 1 to 10, even to the point where you get a whisper. All right. And just see how many rounds of 10 you can do, because that'll be your baseline to practice throughout the course of the week to try to build that up. All right. Some people will have a much easier time doing this sitting up or standing, but we're just practicing this line so you get the feedback of the block. All right. So take a full exhalation. Take out even more. When you think you've exhaled, take out more. And when you're ready, enjoy a full, rich breath in, and then count with me when it's time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another breath in. Notice what your number is. Now that you know what we're going to do, we're going to try it one more time, okay? And then throughout the week, you can practice it sitting and standing and seeing which way your diaphragm works best. But it's good to practice it in all positions because we breathe in all positions, right? We're saying it on the exhalation. All right, so we're taking a full breath in, and on exhalation, begin out loud counting to 10. So when you're ready, exhale fully. Inhale. And as you're ready, begin to exhale, counting out loud, counting to 10. Nice and loud. And use your voice. All right. We'll build up on that, okay? So that's your homework to practice that. Try to get up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds of 10, okay? And you find that you'll do better in different positions. So see, even curious which positions are better for you. Okay, go ahead and remove your block. And bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug. And we're going to do the Debbie Martin. We steal from each other all the time. The Debbie Martin core strengthener, okay? All right, so first we're going to take that left leg, extend it up toward the ceiling. Now you have an option here. You can either slowly lower it down if that's okay with your back. But if it's not okay with your back, then tap your toe down to the earth. And then slowly lower the leg back up and bring the knee back into the chest. Now hold on now to just the left leg. Extend the right leg to the ceiling. And then slowly lower the right leg down to the floor or tap it, you decide. Bring the knee back into the chest. And then switch, put both hands around your right leg. Now connecting with the breath, inhale as you reach the left leg up toward the ceiling. Exhale as you lower the left leg down to the earth or tap it. Breathe in, bringing the knee to the chest. Exhale, now hold on to the left leg with both hands. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right leg taps or lowers. Inhale, right knee to chest. Exhale, switch hands. Now hold on to the right leg. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right leg lowers. Inhale, right knee to chest. Exhale, switch hands. I'll try this on your own a few times. This is a good home practice thing to do. Try to connect movement with your breath. Connecting movement with breath, believe it or not, is a higher level yogic skill. All right, it's a practice that does not come naturally for most people. It needs to be learned. And you need to appreciate that you've learned it and that you're working on it. All right, 2 more rounds if you could. If it's too much, then just tap instead of lower. Good. Beautiful. You guys are strong. Just kind of gathering what we've got here, these first couple classes. Okay. Next time you've got your left leg in your hand and your right leg is down to the earth, leave it there. Flex your right foot so you've energized the leg and feel the inner thigh fire up in that right leg. So the right leg is long, strong. The left knee is in toward the chest. Now take the left leg over toward the left shoulder and hold on to the underside of your left leg. Keep your left knee pointing toward your left shoulder and just lift the foot up toward the ceiling. This is a reclining lunge pose. This is Baxter Bell, Yoga for Healthy Aging. Reach your left arm up overhead. And then see if you can't bring the left arm to the inside of your left foot and hold on to the shin, the ankle, or the pinky toe side of your foot. The foot is still up toward the ceiling. That's it, Mary Lee. Good. Beautiful. If the lower back won't have it, keep the right leg bent. And one more breath here. And release that. Full body stretch. Full breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. One more. And then bring that right leg into the chest. Left leg is strong and straight. If that works for your back, press out through the heel of the foot, engage the left inner thigh. Bring the right knee in the direction of the right shoulder. Place your hands underneath the right thigh. Keeping the knee in its place, simply lift the right foot toward the ceiling. Keep holding on to your thigh with your left hand, but reach the right arm up overhead. Find that length. And then bring that right arm to the inside edge of your right leg, holding on to the shin, the ankle, or if it felt better just to hold on to the back of the thigh, feel free to do that as well. The pinky toe side of your foot, good. And then just gently draw that towards your shoulder. Pinky, Cassie, try the pinky. Yeah, try. There you go. You're so flexible. There you go. Good, beautiful. Good. All right, one more breath. Nice, everybody. Looks great. Go ahead and release that. Full body stretch again. Okay, now notice your body. Notice what your body feels. Lower the arms down. And notice if your body is still yearning for a certain posture. And this is called your prana response, listening to your own life energy and noticing what you still need. Maybe it's a twist. Maybe it's knees side to side. Whatever it is you need, honor your body with whatever movement it's still seeking. And then when you are ready, go ahead and settle into Shavasana. Make sure you're warm enough. Body sink into the space. Again, you just feel the air going into the nose. And then as you exhale, take your physical awareness to the physical sensation of the body resting on the floor, the support of the floor. Breathing in, I feel the air in my nostrils. Breathing out, I feel the physical support of the body resting on the floor. in coming back into this space. Enjoy a full, nourishing breath in. Slow breath out. To reiterate, Donna Fall says, it is enough to draw a conscious breath and to let my hands relax, fingers releasing their tight grasp on things outside of my control. The breath, the magic tool in your toolbox. Begin moving fingers, wiggling toes. Turn your head side to side. See if you have any more freedom of movement in that head turn. Bend the knees, draw them in towards your chest. Either bring them into your chest and rock, or just keep them on the floor, rock them side to side. Massage the lower back. And rock over and pause on your favorite side. Just giving yourself a little moment of gratitude for doing something good for yourself today. Self-care, so important. And press the hands into the earth and use that as a prop to help you up. A comfortable seat that's good for you. Hands coming to the heart space now. If we could please see what the diaphragm strength does for a resounding Om, just to compare the Om from beginning of practice to now, see if it can be nice, full, and rich. So exhale fully. And inhale. Your head to honor your own beautiful practice, and then